John Isner here from the Nothing Major podcast at the Bleacher Report set here at beautiful Roland-Garros, and we have a great guest with us, none other than the number 7 seed, Casper Ruud of Norway. He is through to the second round after a straight set win yesterday. Someone who is very competent on clay courts. He won the very prestigious Madrid Masters event a few weeks ago. He is a 2-time Roland-Garros finalist, losing to Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, a 1-time U.S. Open finalist. Sorry to bring up all your losses,
No, that's fine.
Losing to Carlos
well.
Alcaraz at that U.S. Open. My first question to you is, does it hurt more knowing that you lost those Grand Slams to a bunch of really no-names in our sport?
Yeah. I kind of been asked this before, and no matter who you play in the Slam final, it's going to be someone good. But like, I had Rafa playing for his 22nd Slam and 14th win here, and then Novak the year after, he was playing for his 23rd to break Rafa's record. So
Yes.
you kind of think like, is there anyone who's going to be more motivated than those two guys on those two specific days?
Yes.
No matter what happens, they're going to bring their best. And yeah, Alcaraz, I think we all remember the run he had that year in
US
US Open. He just caught fire, and no one could stop him. So it's fine. I've had some great experiences, but the motivation to win one day grows when you lose a few finals.
Of course, absolutely. And Nadal, the year that he beat you in the final, famously was dealing with some sort of foot injury.
Yeah.
And was he not like getting shot up in between matches just so they could like numb his foot so he wouldn't feel the pain?
Yeah.
And what were you thinking going into the finals? Do you think maybe eventually his foot would start to really bother him?
Yeah.
And I might, have a good chance at winning this title?
Yeah, he was fairly open about his foot injury in the press the days before during the tournament. And I don't want to speak for him. I don't know all the details of what he did, but I do know that he injected like local anesthesia in his foot, which lasted for 8 hours at a time, like these shots that he would throw in there, and then he could move perfectly without feeling any pain, obviously. So he went pretty far because he felt like he had a chance at winning, and he did that for 2 weeks, and I didn't know going into the final that's what he did. I just knew that he was in the finals, so he must be playing well and dealing with it, but you never know. Maybe he wakes up and feels like horrible or feels like shit that day, and anything can happen really. And even though I lost clearly, I woke up that day thinking, I guess how everyone would think, like maybe if there's one time he's going to lose, it might be today, but it wasn't.
No.
It was far away from.
He's been pretty
losing.
good at French Open finals.
Yeah. 14-0.
14-0 in the finals. You weren't able to give him that one, but no one was.
No.
So, but dude, making it to 2 French Open finals is massive. Back to a little bit more about your tennis. You're one of the best players on clay. Everyone knows that. What does the red clay do for your game? Well, why are you so effective on this surface, in your opinion?
I think that my game is far from perfect on any surface and also on clay, but I think that on clay I'm a player that is a little tougher to beat than on a hard court. I'm sometimes sort of like a cockroach that kind of keeps creeping back and back, even though people try
to swat you away.
Yeah, they
step on
try to
you.
like hit winners, but I'll keep like trying and trying, and clay is a surface that allows you to get more balls back. You track down more balls, and it's tougher to hit winners. So it's not always about playing perfect. It's about being sometimes tough to beat, and if I feel like I'm a fairly tough player to beat in 5 sets on clay, because I love the surface, and I think the majority of the tour they prefer not to play on clay. So whenever I play someone on clay, I think that this is kind of my ground, and this is the day or this is the week that I bring my best game. And some players come to Paris for Roland-Garros and they're already excited for the grass to start because it starts in a week or 2. So some are already mentally on grass, when they come here and be like, I'm just going to give it one last chance, 5 sets. But if I'm playing Carlos or if I'm playing Yannick or if I'm playing Rafa or someone, it's going to be like, I might as well just, focus on Stuttgart. So I want to be a player that players think this about on clay. And I'm not sure if I am, but if I can be a little bit of a threat in my opponent's head, that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that's really good. We know all about your great play on clay, and we're actually done talking about your tennis right now. we want to go to your main sport,
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah.
Casper Ruud is a very, very good golfer. As a matter of fact, he has his own golf Instagram page. It's Casper _ golfer,
Yeah.
where he shows all of his golf highlights and all of his progress.
Low lights?
Yeah, no, not low. I
Not
played
so much
played
low
with
lights.
him before. He's very good. He's one of the best tennis golfers out there. Beautiful swing, as you can see. Was pro golf ever in the cards, or no? It was always tennis.
No, it was never realistically in the cards. I have nights where I, before I fall asleep, dream about swapping
Yeah.
tennis for golf, but that's just like a fairy tale that I have in my mind. I'd like to some days think that it would be fun to give it a chance, just to see how far I could get. I would never expect getting to a professional level where I would have an income from golf, but I think I would be able to get to a level where I could play maybe somewhat of international tournaments, or I don't know, but I would never envision making prize money or income from golf. But I think when you've done 20, 25 years of your life dedicated to a sport, it would be tough to kind of turn around and start all over, because tennis is tough enough as it is. So you know what the retired life is like now.
Yes.
I don't think another sport is what you're looking most forward to when you retire from tennis.
No, tennis is. Please answer me this. Tennis is a lot tougher physically than golf. Is that correct?
It is.
Exactly.
It is, yeah.
I'm always been a little jealous of the golfers. They can win Grand Slams at 45 years old.
Yeah.
That's not happening for you in
Oh,
tennis. No offense.
Phil won at 50, didn't
50,
he?
exactly. Okay, so I want you to compare the 4 tennis majors to the 4 golf majors.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a tennis major, and you give me the equivalent.
Yeah, in golf.
Okay. Roland-Garros.
British Open.
Yeah, I agree. All right. U.S. Open in golf.
U.S. Open.
Okay.
In tennis.
All right. The Masters.
Wimbledon.
All right. And then that leaves the Australian Open as
PGA
Championship. I would have said the exact same 4.
Yeah.
So us at the Nothing Major podcast,
Yep.
a long time ago, we made a 16-man, we called it the Hottie Bracket, the best-looking players on the ATP Tour. You had a good run, Casper.
Yeah.
You made it to the semifinals per
Solid.
our fan voting.
Solid.
So I'm going to show you some celebrity doppelgangers, Casper lookalikes, okay?
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you need to tell me how much do you think they look like you? Jake Gyllenhaal. God, that's pretty. Don't be modest. Don't be modest.
No, it's hard to say for yourself, but I think 10 is like looking really like me then,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I would say, he's older than me, so I would look like him, but I don't know, 6 maybe.
Okay. You don't have to be modest.
No,
by the way.
but
All
I
right.
don't know.
Okay. Patrick Dempsey. You got a lot of lookalikes, dude. I didn't think about this. Like,
4.
okay.
I saw the other one a
another
bit
6.
more.
I was going to do that. Okay. All right, here we go.
Yeah, this is the one I've seen the most.
Fellow golf nut,
Yeah, so I will give him like maybe an 8.
Niall. Is that how you say it?
Niall
Horan.
Horan. I've seen that a lot online.
Yes. Okay.
Ooh.
Paul Mescal.
Okay.
Do you even know who that is?
No, but
Similar hair, right?
Yeah, a little bit similar like look. He's also an
facial hair?
8, I think maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Okay. we have the last one. Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling. Look at the hair. I mean, it's
Yeah, that's pretty.
the facial hair. I got the same little shadow going on.
Should we give him the 9 then, or?
I think we give Gosling the 9. Yes. You're almost a 10 of 10 Ryan Gosling lookalike, Casper. And I don't think you were being modest there. I think that's really good.
My uncle thinks I look a lot like Domi TM's brother, Moritz.
Okay.
Moritz.
Well, I know, but I can see that, but they're not going to have any idea who that is. So we're going to keep it to the celebrities. So anyways, but yes, I can see that. But let's stick with Ryan Gosling instead of Dominic Thiem's brother.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, all right, we're going to end right here.
Yeah.
You've said that Rafa Nadal is your idol. You
Yeah.
have trained with him a bunch before. You have golfed with him.
Yeah.
You've spent time in Mallorca at his tennis academy. You've learned a lot from him. So they did the big ceremony for Rafa on Chatrier. He has that little plaque on the court right beside the net.
Yeah.
Do you think they should retire the same locker that he used each and every year?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
I think they
Definitely.
should too.
That should be like some kind of golden locker or something.
Totally.
That's not for reuse.
Not for exactly.
That's like
right.
his. Should have something in there. That's a good thing.
He could have 14
yeah, just
lockers in there.
it'd be
That
cool
should
if he
be-
had number 14, but I don't think he has
I know.
14.
That's
He
what
always
happens.
is in the same area.
When you win 14 times, you get to
Yeah.
do what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right, I got last question for you,
Yes.
Casper. Give us 3 names, okay? Can't name yourself. You cannot name Jannik Sinner,
Okay.
the number 1 seed, or you cannot name Carlos Alcaraz,
Yeah.
the number 2 seed, that you think could win here this week. 3 names.
Novak, Musetti, and Draper. I think those 3 are a good pick.
All right.
Yeah. I'll go for those.
Thanks for joining the Bleacher Report desk up here. Really appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.